Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Amar Elm, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Joe Woodruff, co-founder and facilitator and executive coach at CIO Mastermind, where they specialize on helping CIOs and CTOs excel in their careers and beyond. Joe, welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you, Amar. Appreciate it. Looking forward to this.
I'm excited to dive in. It's actually funny because I had Scott on the podcast. I think it was last month or the month before that, something like that.
Great.
But so you are the co-founder at CIO Mastermind.
Yes, 8 years ago now, I was actually Scott's coach, and he was getting really frustrated with how CIOs were needing to work in a sense of isolation, didn't really have each other. Networking events are great for some things, but not for depth. And so as we talked, we realized we're actually a perfect match with my ability to build learning communities and 40 years of coaching leaders. So yes, we co-founded this venture, and it's been going great since.
Awesome. And how long ago was that?
Yeah, coming on 8 years now.
8 years. Nice. And then before that, were you an executive coach? What were you really focused on before?
Yeah, executive coach, organizational health, building learning communities. So
Okay. Very
yeah.
cool. Very cool. I'm curious what that transition was like. Was that difficult to co-found the company? And when I say difficult, more so from a mental perspective of, do I make this decision? Do I not? I'm curious for you how you were able to navigate that specifically.
Not difficult at all, because as leaders know, you need to serve out of your sweet spot, out of your strengths. Everything about this went to my life mission, went to my vocational experience, super easy to slide into. And it's been, even though technology was not my first background, been amazing to work with technology leaders.
Okay, very cool. So let's give the listeners a little bit more context into CIO Mastermind and what that looks like today.
Sure.
So obviously CIOs, I'm assuming that's the ICP, CIOs and CTOs. Is there anything else that you would add to that in terms of the ideal client or no?
Yeah, our ideal client is the senior technology leader, no matter what the title or the field. So we work with CISOs as well.
Awesome. What does the core offering look like? Like how do you actually help these tech leaders?
Yeah, our first core offering that we rolled out was peer advisory groups that meet on a monthly basis, limited to 12 at a time. Vendor agnostic, no selling is taking place. It's an amazing, high consultative meeting where someone will bring a challenge and we deep dive into it for an hour and a half. So very solution oriented, very real time.
Mm.
It's been amazing, over 90% retention rate in 8 years here. Out of that comes executive coaching for leaders or their teams, sometimes working on the things that came up in the group, but more often than not, a lot of our technology leaders grew up in technology, and so they've really needed to work on some of the executive points of maturity. Some people call them soft skills as well. Nothing soft about them. I call them crucial. And
Yeah.
so just helping leaders round out who they are, really establishing that executive presence. They know their technology, that's great, but they're really business leaders with technology knowledge. And so that's what we're helping our leaders to do, is to elevate their ability to be executive peer. Also with that, then we bring assessment, coaching, and training at the team level, and often beyond into the C-suite level, because we're really trying to help create the right environment that is needed to start the right technology thing. The mistakes we see companies make over and over again is just this blanket, we need this now, and they start things, but there's no environment to sustain it. So part of what CIO Mastermind is, we're actually change artists. And so we come alongside leaders and help them understand how you establish immediate and forward-moving lasting change.
Very interesting. That's powerful. I'm very curious how you and Scott divide responsibilities. Who's in charge of walk me through that?
Yeah, it's Scott's vision, Scott's company, and he understands his strengths and knows what mine are. So it's actually fairly delineation of who does what. He came from a technology background. He handles our technology and works on the business. And I am working on the leadership side and with the organizations directly.
Okay. So you're working more on the fulfillment side.
I work on the fulfillment side, and he and I both work with our team. He's often doing the direct coordination and strategic thinking with them, and I'm helping to develop out their leadership.
Okay, powerful. And then when it comes from a sales marketing standpoint, who's in charge of that specifically? Is that Scott? Is that you? Is it a combination?
It's a combination. On the chart, it falls into Scott's responsibility. Number of those duties are delegated and assigned, in which case I'm working with people to make sure they're bringing fulfillment to what they've been tasked with.
Got it. Do you know how you guys get clients right now? What are the main channels?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're heavy on LinkedIn. It's our primary channel of fulfillment. And then because we have established ourselves over 8 years and have a great reputation in the industry, we bank on a lot of referral.
Okay, referrals is the main aspect of this. Have you tried any paid ads or anything like that before?
We have worked with paid ads. At the time, we did not see the return on the investment. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, we have so with LinkedIn considerably.
Got it. And then what does the sales process look like? So are you actually no, I'm curious with the LinkedIn, is that mainly inbound? Do you guys do cold outreach? What does that look like?
Yeah, we're doing cold outreach.
Okay, got it. And then is like sales nav, I'm assuming you make specific filters for specific jobs and specific people in certain positions. Do you guys do that yourself manually or is there a team in place? What does that look like?
We started manually and then fortunately got to the place where we could have a team in place. So yeah, we have a team that worked that. The goal is for people to sign on to an intro call and then we find out really what they're dealing with and that funnels it to one of our services that we're talking with them about.
Nice. Very cool. Who handles those intro calls and those sales calls?
Scott and I both, depending on the interest that's been expressed in the
Mm.
sign process.
Fair enough. I'm curious if you have any thoughts around how you navigate that conversation, because I know that those calls are different from a coaching call. And I've talked to hundreds of coaches and consultants at this point, and I feel like a lot of them tend to coach as opposed to try to sell or ask questions, etc. So I'm curious how you navigate those conversations.
I am so glad that you asked this. Several part answer to this question. First of all, I make a distinction in coaching. So coaches draw out and mentors pour in. Great balance to bring both to it. And we add a third piece, which is champion. So to us, you're an advocate. And that's our posture. We advocate for the leaders that are coming to us. So we're going to champion, we're going to coach, and we're going to mentor them. And part of coaching as drawn out is the ability to ask amazing and brilliant questions. So coaching is a big part of our sales process because we are drawing out from them, to use typical language, the pain points and the preferred future. And when we can get them to state the preferred future, now we're able to get them more focused on what it takes to get there. Because rule of thumb for coaches and consultants out there who are trying to sell better is if people are just trying to get away from a problem, almost anything will do. But if they're really dialed in on what they're trying to accomplish, we're able to help channel that focus and begin some action planning around that. So we spend a lot of time in discovery, especially getting them to voice what it is that's going to make their life a whole lot better. At the same time, questions are what drive an effective sales process. So we are working them through what are the current effects of the situation? How is that making their life difficult? And then we're moving to why now and why. So we're using some very effective sales models that are out there, and we do drive to a close. But what we don't do is just lay out the solution and become providers of information, especially because we customize our offerings. So part of what a client is experiencing with us is how we are customizing what we do for their benefit.
But
As you know,
yeah,
I'm passionate about this, I hate being sold and I love selling.
yeah, me too.
So it has to have that human connect for sure.
1000%. And you can very easily tell somebody who's just taken some basic sales training versus somebody who knows exactly what they're doing and they're sharp.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yes.
they don't really follow a script, but they do ask the right questions that hit the right points that they need to cover. Yeah, I love that so much. I'm curious for you now, you guys are 8 years in. What is the ultimate goal that you have for this company?
We love what we're doing, and our clients have loved what we're doing. The ultimate goal is actually just to continue to build and be better and to scale forward. So, one of our challenges is helping people understand our differentiation. So, we've got the right marketing language out there to do that. But one of the things we realize in a sales process is people still come in with bias. You take the Gartners, you take the Infotechs with whom we're partners, we respect all that. You take some of the larger peer group organizations, we respect them, but we are unequivocally different. And so we've got to get face to face with people so that they can both experience the difference as well as let us help clarify some of the bias. We started out with we want to get the CIO a seat at the table, and now we want to get the CIO to be the CEO. Like
Mm,
that's another part of the vision. With technology, obviously, as inbred crucial, it's everything, right? Some people say every company is a technology company that does so, but the truth is, the company's selling a product and the consumer's looking for them to deliver a product, and technology has to win that war. So
yeah,
technology is everything. And for that reason, boards in the future need to start looking to their CIOs as successors of the CEO rather than just trying to bring in CEOs. So that's
yeah,
another part of why we're avid to equipping CIOs at executive level, because we don't believe that they've arrived as a CIO unless they choose to, and then they just want to go from whatever company to serve on whatever challenge they want to resolve. But if CEO is in them, we want to get them there. So I guess another part of that future is that business is thinking technology first, especially with AI at this point in time. So
yeah.
they're always thinking technology first. And if that's the case, then they need the leader who understands technology first.
Okay, very cool. I am curious, what do you feel like is the biggest challenge to scaling this up even further?
Yeah, really keeping pace, which means either slowing down or rushing ahead with the forces that business has to contend with. Economic force is huge, talent force, huge, and now technology force, particularly AI.
Mm,
So there's we continue to see in business start and stop. They're so reactive. Business right now it's hard for them to be proactive because of the reactive nature of those forces. So our biggest challenge is to be enough ahead to help lead them, while at the same time we've got to recognize the forces they're up against and help bring more immediate solution to it.
cool. Very well said. What is the best way for people to reach out to you to work with you?
Yeah, certainly our website, CIOmastermind.com, has a contact us page. And then my personal email, Joe, at CIOmastermind.com is great.
Awesome. And any final words before we wrap up?
No, I appreciate this opportunity. We believe in you. Matter of fact, we're about to release a book next week called Align, how you, your team, and the business thrive together, because that's our passion. We want we want our technology leaders to really be living the career of their dreams. We also understand for that to happen, the team's got to be sharp and the business needs to be aligned. We want to help you to do that in every service offering that we have.
Awesome. Beautiful. Joe, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks, Omar.
So that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go to CIOmastermind.com. That's CIOmastermind.com. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we were able to go from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.